You know him, you love him, you're gonna want more of him. Here he is now, it's Chattin' with Colin.
Hello, everyone. I cannot believe we haven't done a podcast since September, and it's almost the end of October. Where has the time gone? I don't know. I had a great time on my cruise at the end of September into early October. Missed the hurricanes, although they were happening at the same time. I was not on the Royal Caribbean ship that had a bunch of norovirus victims. Everyone thought I was, but it was at the same time, but I wasn't. So it was the perfect play and partying. I was not working. This is one of the only cruises I haven't ever worked on, but I loved it. I met a lot of great people, and we are all keeping in touch now on social media. I cannot wait for my next one, which will probably be in the summer, which I'll be working on. Another very exciting thing, I reached my goal. I have lost 100 pounds. I cannot believe it. I've let you know, thanks to Ozempic and now Mounjaro. I just turned 40 and it's been a lifelong issue, but I'm glad I finally got a handle of it, and I will scream from the mountains that it worked for me. It doesn't work for everyone, but if you want to talk about it, if you want to hear, there were definitely some side effects, nauseousness and everything. But for me, it was worth it. I've never been this size. I don't think ever, maybe 8th grade. So feeling good. But yeah, since I spent a lot of time in the casino at the cruise and I lost all this weight, I need to buy a lot of new clothes. So Santa is coming up in December. Book me for all your Santa gigs. They're booking quickly. So yeah, with that money, I will buy a new wardrobe because nothing fits me anymore. Yeah, it's all about me. It's called Chattin' with Colin. What else? We announced the spring musical at Branford High School. This year it's going to be Little Mermaid. Yes, a family-friendly musical. We have never done a Disney musical at the high school level. We've done many Disney Junior versions when I was at Tabor and with Shoreline Theater Company, our summer camps, but this is going to be great. We're going to watch Ariel. Flipping your fins, you don't get too far. Legs are required for jumping, dancing. That's all I could sing because we don't pay for the rights here at BCTV with Chattin' with Colin. What else? Okay. Other major news, we are now on many streaming platforms. So you could watch us on YouTube, you could listen to us on Spotify, Apple Music, lots of other things. So just Google, take a look. If you want to watch us and see us, YouTube's the way to go. Or else you could listen to me in the car or at work while you're not really working hard, hardly working. Okay. There's lots of stuff. What else? I went to the Rotary Club and Branford Counseling Center's Asking for a Friend event at the Blackstone Library last week. It was very informative and very well attended. I hope they do more of these events and that you could make it to one. And then over this past weekend, I had a crazy busy weekend. My friend from high school, Sam Hebler, married Michael Fisher. So I got to go to that wedding. It was beautiful in West Hartford. And then my college best friend and roommate in New York City, Ray Wetmore, Broadway props designer, turned 40th in Cheshire. That was amazing. It was my first party at a bookstore. Hi, Ray. It was fabulous. We did read a bunch of books. We actually made a joke that we should hide $100 bill in one of the books, and the whole party, we will just go and find the $100 bill. We did not do that, but there was a gorgeous charcuterie board. Okay, Branford is hopping. I'm telling you, Scarecrow's on the green. They're on the green. Go see them. October 17th through November 4th. The Garden Club. All these organizations and businesses, they get so creative. I love seeing them every year. We just released yesterday the Halloween house hunt. You could go to BranfordRecreation.org and see all the homes around Branford that want you to drive by and take a look at their decorations. That's amazing. Ricky Durago also wanted me to let you know the Great Goblin Giveaway. You could register for that at Branford Parks and Recreation. And also the Skeleton of Fun. I like that wordplay, Ricky. You're talking like me now. We also have Halloween pottery and baking classes, Lego workshops, lots. Okay, Branford, this Sunday, I'm producing my last Broadway concert series at Legacy Theater with Karen Mason. She was in the original Mamma Mia for over 1,000 performances. She was also in Hairspray, Sunset Boulevard. She's going to put on a great cabaret. She performs all over the world, really. Light the Night is being brought to you again by Shoreline Community Church. That is on the green on Halloween from 6 to 8. So that's always fun. That really started, I believe, in COVID, maybe the year before, where people just wanted kids to have a safe Halloween. And it was great. The costumes, so much candy. There was over 1,000 people on the green. Let's pray for good weather. So hopefully it will be a success again this year. Can't wait to see all your costumes. Lastly, before we get to our guest, Broadway bus trip. We're going to see, like I talked with Greg Noble, the executive producer of The Queen of Versailles, starring Kristen Chenoweth. We're going on November 12th. It's $225. It includes the bus and the ticket to the show, which are front mezzanine tickets. They're great tickets. We're also going to do a little meet and greet with Greg and Q&A after. And I'm still figuring out lunch, but options in New York for lunch in a big group are very expensive, but stay tuned. And there's only about 20 more tickets left. So BrantfordRecreation.org or call 203-488-8304. It's going to be a fun day. The bus trips went away during COVID, but I'm bringing back the Broadway bus trips. Okay? Come visit. Okay. I know that was a lot. Gosh, 6 minutes and 30 seconds of Colin Sheehan. Well, who do we have today? You hear her in the background because she can't help but laugh because I'm so funny. We have Dee McQuade from Murr on Main. Welcome, Dee McQuade, to Chattin with Colin.
Hey.
How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm loving life. But I need to know more about you because I don't know much. I mean, we sit in some center merchant meetings together. I've been following you on social media since you've been in Brantford, which I think is amazing. I have more to come on that. But tell me a little bit about yourself. Where'd you grow up? What brought you into hair? Why Brantford?
Well, thank you, first of all, for having me here. And I grew up in Newington, so I grew up central of Connecticut, and I always knew that I wanted to do hair. I guess I'm lucky in that regard. I've always been an artist. The only AP class I was ever in was art.
Well, I was never in an AP class, so.
Mine was just art. And not saying that you can't make a living off of art, but I also like to caregive and take care of people. I've caregave for my mom for 12 years of my life. So hair is like the combination of art and taking care of people. So I got out of high school. I worked full time for a year to save up for hair school, and then I went to hair school. And once I graduated, I moved out of Newington immediately. I was like, I'm not going to start my career here. And I moved out to Vernon and the Manchester area. From there, I worked at Cost Cutters for like a year, built up my clientele, started renting a chair. And then I rented a chair for about 2.5 years. I met my husband, who lives on the shoreline, and I was doing the commute from Essex to Vernon for also like about 1.5 years, 2 years. And at some point, I'm like, something's got to give. I got to move my career out here. I'm serious about my husband. So yeah, I looked at like 16 different locations before I found Brushy Plains, and
Wow.
I gave up after 10. I was like, maybe I'll just rent a chair out here. Like, I just have to stop the commute. I want to get involved in the shoreline community. And I got denied a lot of chair rentals because I was honest about me. I want to own my own place one day. I just,
Don't you hate that when you're honest,
It
when
kicks
you're
you in the
honest,
butt.
that people are like, no, I wish you said something else because then you would have got the job. You don't want me to be honest?
That's just who I am to the core. Even
Yeah.
if people
I get
don't
it.
want to hear it.
Me too.
You
me
know?
too.
And I had gotten off the phone from a salon that I really wanted to rent a chair at. It was gorgeous. It was just freshly built, and she was just like, I don't really want you here. As soon as I got off the phone, I looked at Facebook Marketplace, and that Brushy Plains location was available on Facebook Marketplace. So I immediately called the owner. I think
It was already a hair salon?
it was already a hair salon. So what I did is I bought the assets from her, all the equipment, which honestly was at a fair rate. And I knew even if I did 0 clients or I didn't know anybody, I could figure out the rent and the bills there. It was super affordable. So I went ahead and did that. And from there, I started building my name. And about 3 years in, I realized, like, I do love Brushy Plains Plaza. There's nothing wrong with it. But I am so much more of, like, a community person. So
it's sort of tucked away.
it is. And I tried to get all the small businesses to, like, do Halloween events together. And it just always fell through.
Yeah.
And then I opened up Guilford, which showed me the power of location. And then from there, now we're on Main Street. And here we are.
Murr on Main.
Murr on Main.
So when did you open your Main Street location?
I opened it in July 16th of this year.
Okay.
Yep.
And your Brushy Plains location was about 3 years ago?
7 years.
7 years.
I've been in.
Wow.
I've been in Brantford for 7 years, and nobody
flies.
knew because.
Well, I have to tell you, I moved back to Brantford, I don't know, probably 9 or 10 years ago. You had just started, and I was out to brunch at Townhouse Diner, and in walks this person with amazing hair. I'm with my friend, and you just go up to the owner and you said, "Hey, I just opened a new salon, and I'm hustling, and I want to put up some flyers." And they said yes. And after that, I saw your flyers everywhere. Like, you are a hustler.
I went up and down Main Street my first couple weeks of being on Brushy Plains because I'm like, they have to see my face. I didn't realize how much of a big part that would play into today because those people remember me from 7 years ago.
Well, and your social media game is so strong. Do you run your own social? Do you have
do.
Other people?
I run my own social, and I appreciate the compliment, but I really haven't been putting much effort. And I just opened a 2-story space. I'm shot. It's been a long 8-month build out. With that being said, though, I do a lot of scheduling of my posts. So, I take care of my future self, and I just schedule everything. And then with the power of my 17 amazing stylists, they, too, are blowing up social media.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, your location in Brantford is at the old Oasis?
Yes.
Just so people can know. That's where, check them out. Do you take walk-ins?
We do.
Wow. That's
unheard of this
yeah.
day and age. And we are open until 8 p.m. Tuesday through Thursday, and then on Friday we're open till 7, and then Saturday we're open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So we are very open. And also, I just want to put in a tidbit. Hair on Main, which I'm attached to, that's my landlord.
Yes.
He's literally trying to retire. So everyone's like, "Oh, there's a hair salon." I'm like, the reason because I took that space allows him to retire, which is kind of a full circle moment for my industry because hairstylists.
How old is he?
86.
That's
and
incredible.
he's still doing hair replacements and root colors. He's a little stubborn, but he'll get out of it. And he's an amazing landlord. I'm very lucky. I'm very lucky.
That's great. Now, Murr on Main, what's the significance of the name?
My dog Murray. It's named after my dog Murray. So the Murr Salon is how we opened in Brantford, but once I saw Main Street, I was like, and I have the Murr Salon in Guilford. So there had to be a switch up of the name because we're on Main Street now. So it's about my dog Murray. He's a puggle. He's a rescue. He will turn 8 in November. He's still with us, and that's my baby. That's my life. I've always been a crazy pug lady, and he's a puggle. So yeah.
And you were talking about your husband earlier. Where did you meet him?
No judgments.
I'm not, please.
Tinder.
Well, I was going to say, the gays, Grindr, come on.
Yeah. I mean, online dating is weird, but I would never date any of my clients, and I was single for a pretty long time before I met my husband. And, you can be more picky about what you want online, and, I don't feel like there's so much pressure. I could just ghost, if I didn't like the person, I could just ghost them. But I knew immediately that my husband, respected me and wanted to always protect me, and he makes me feel really safe. I'm really happy with that. So, yeah.
What does he do for work?
A lot. So I'm going to just sum it up. He is the vice president of his company. IT engineering is where he started off. So, but right now he manages about 20, maybe even more people running his company. It's an IT company, so they do a lot of cybersecurity, and I don't really know what I'm talking about, but that's what I know. He's very important in his company, and he puts in work. If you think I'm a hustler, he is my match. Him and I work a lot.
Well, I love a good Irish lad. McQuade.
Yep.
Turning top of the morning to you.
Yep.
What's his first name?
Corey, and his middle name is Patrick. So
and that's
very
my,
Irish.
Confirmation name. Colin, Andrew, Patrick. My mom is O'Grady. Sheehan.
Yep.
Lord, and I'm 100% Irish. I took the
test,
the ancestry DNA, whatever it is. 100%.
That's funny.
That's unheard of. It's crazy. So what you said, you have 2 levels. What's the difference between the upper level and the lower level?
So what I learned being a salon owner over time, especially having Brushy Plains, my God, Brushy Plains went through so many iterations of what I thought it should look like. And what I learned about spaces, it's not about my style. It's about what I'm catering to for the community and the community style. So when I walked into that Main Street level, everything was light and bright, and I immediately knew it needed to stay that way. It's giving coastal, bright, like a way different aesthetic than Brushy Plains ever was. And my Guilford aesthetic is also much darker. So it's that light, bright coastal vibe upstairs, and then downstairs is like kind of a redo of Brushy Plains. It took me like 7 different iterations to get Brushy Plains to look how it looks to this day. And I was able to recreate that in a way more like elevated fashion downstairs. So it's very alternative, graffiti, black, lime green chairs downstairs. And then upstairs is like light seafoam, white, very coastal.
I've seen the pictures. I'm like, ooh, I want to do a photo shoot down there.
Yeah.
It's very bright and fun.
It's great. And the aesthetics are like, now that I have somebody working downstairs and my crew upstairs, like the aesthetics are vastly different. It's the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life, and I can't believe that I created that.
That's amazing.
It's like classic bougie upstairs and then like death metal downstairs, and like that's my true aesthetic is like
me
the
too.
Toolboxes.
When you think of Colin Sheehan, you think of classy upstairs and death metal downstairs, right? Victor, or in the control room, just went, yeah. Oh my God. And I'm like, really? I'm not even listening to myself. There's Broadway playing right now. Sorry for cutting you off, Dee.
No worries.
Where were we?
The difference between upstairs and downstairs.
Got it.
Yep.
Well, I want to talk about a special event that you're doing in a little bit, but before that, I did do some research on you.
Oh boy.
I know. Well,
Hate that for us.
The one thing that I needed to know that I read that we didn't talk about before, I never really prefaced the guest with what I'm going to ask, but I read a post that said you went from wheelchair to full-time behind the chair.
So that was actually one of my stylists.
One of your stylists.
Yes,
Okay,
yep.
well, tell me the story because I found it very interesting.
It's extremely moving, and honestly, I didn't know that deep into it until I had read the post. I knew that stylist, had health problems. She has rheumatoid arthritis. When stylists come to me with like disabilities, like, or even like recovery. Mm-hmm. Like those two things are really, really like part of my core value and being. So I'm always extra mindful. I had no idea she was ever in a wheelchair. My mother was in a wheelchair for a bit. So like the fact that she didn't let her disability define her when,
I love it.
Truth be told, I grew up in a household where my mom's disability was her. She used that to her full advantage and she didn't do anything to help herself. So God bless her. She's not with us anymore, but that's why, because she let it define her. So
right.
I always have respect for my stylist, but I have so much more respect for Jamie after seeing that post. So,
wow. Is she in Brantford or Guilford?
She's in Guilford.
Guilford,
yep.
Cool.
Yep.
Do you have any stylists that go between salons, or are they all just staying at their one location?
So originally, all of them worked together in Guilford. Like I maxed Guilford out. There's only 10 stations, and I think I had like 14 stylists in a 10-station salon. People were sharing stations because I needed to be fully staffed for Brantford for when we opened. With that being said, splitting apart kids in 2 different groups was a rough transition.
Yeah.
The dust has settled now. I have one stylist who, Jay, they came over one Saturday when I needed them, and I'm considering having them come over just one day a week. Mm-hmm. It's just extra work for payroll to honestly have it like that. But I'm open to it. Wherever I need someone to do hair, they'll just do it. So
that's what I love about you. Like at these meetings, you have so many cool ideas, and you're just a mover and a shaker. And I asked you the other day how old you are, and I couldn't believe it. Do you want to tell the Chattin with Colin audience how old you are, and you own a house and 2 businesses?
I'm 31.
Oh my gosh, and I'm still in lots of student loan debt.
Hey, I'm in
musical theater major.
I'm in a lot of business loan debt.
Yeah. No.
So that's the way it goes.
But you do have something cool coming up that people could actually check out the salon on Halloween. So when they're at Light the Night,
yes.
Also check out Mur on Main, the old Oasis Nails, because you're having a haunted house in
on the lower level. Yeah. Yep.
Tell me all about that.
So, like, I love Halloween. It's my favorite holiday, and I know y'all go all out on the green. So, like, in my head, I had done a Costco trip and saw the full-size bars, and I'm like, okay, we gotta.
On the poster, it says...
first 90.
Yeah, she handed me this and said, could you put this up at the community house? And in this little circle, it says, full-size candy bars for the first 90 souls. I looked at her and said, you couldn't just make it an even 100?
I know. I know. That's the way Costco will be selling it. So whatever. So I had gotten the candy bars to start all of this. And then my best ideas always come when I'm driving. I'm driving home one day and I'm like, wait, we have a front entrance and a back entrance. And like the lower level is giving creepy vibes anyways. I only had $100 limit. Like, I'm pressed. I just built out a 2-story salon. You can only imagine.
Right.
I still didn't hit the full budget. All I got was a fog machine, a little bit of decor, but my stylists from Guilford are coming in. They're dressing up scary. I gave them kind of my vision, and they're going to be like scaring people. And there's going to be, it's going to be great. It's a short little walkthrough, but a nice, pretty fairy at the end will give you a big full-size candy bar. We also have regular candy and pretzels for like kids who can't.
But it's so smart to do an event like that on a holiday where you have a bunch of people on the green.
Yep.
And the kids are going trick-or-treating anyway.
And honestly, last year in Guilford, Halloween night was slow. And like most of my staff are mothers, so they're leaving to go do Halloween with their kids. My 3 staff that aren't parents are coming to go scare the kids. And then we're still going to be open on Main Street doing hair. We're still open. So like upstairs is regular. They're just doing their job. And then downstairs is hell. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have to say, I first started loving what you did when you were at Brushy Plain, and I was seeing all these pictures of rainbow hair.
That's what I'm known for.
You know, rainbow is my lucky color.
Yeah.
So I just loved seeing that. And then you said earlier how being a stylist or doing hair is an art form, and I firmly believe that too. Just like being a tattoo artist is an art form, just like being a chef, culinary arts.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
an art.
it's not just about singing, drawing, acting, dancing. It is all art forms, and
if you're using your hands and your brain at the same time,
exactly.
that's art. Yeah.
And what I can't stand sometimes is when people don't understand when you are an artist how much education goes into what you do. Like you said, you're in so much business loan debt. But for these specific hairstylists, they're going to school. They're going
taking
to seminars.
extra classes. Yeah, getting certifications.
So when you know, it's like $20 for just a cut, and then add on this and add on this, and there's a reason. I'm sure you get lots of complaints. I'm sure you have lots of customers that totally understand it. But what do you do when you get that customer that sort of questions you about your pricing?
I love this question because it happens often, and because I'm a young, small female, I'm tattooed, I don't look like the average business owner, and I always get them to shut up. So this is my big pitch here. As far as pricing goes, whatever, we have tiered pricing, and that's based on stylist availability, not their experience. I have stylists that are 13 years experience and have a wide open book. Their price point is lower so that they can build their books. Not only does it help serve more of the community, but it like gives the stylist the chance to get raises somewhere in their life, so they're not charging $20 for a haircut for 8 years. But like, we have different tiers. So we have a $15 clipper cut, $20, $25, $30, $35, $40. And again, it's based on stylist availability and how much they're booked up, not how many years they are doing it.
Is that a new thing, or is that,
it's just
I've
something
never heard of that.
I've curated it because let's face it, I mean, I charge the highest prices because my time is extremely valuable. I'm not even doing that much hair anymore.
I was gonna say, owning 2 businesses.
I'm not. I did a client today, and I think that's my only client this week. I'm not doing that much hair, so when I need to be getting paid. And of course, I'd love all my stylists to be charging $80 for a haircut, but that's not realistic. And then that puts a cap on like their growth, and like I like to have a growth plan for my people, so they get paid a commission percentage, but they also like their price plays a part of that, so they can either get a price increase or a commission increase, and we can keep playing with those, and I can keep creating more tiers, and it broadens like even the people who feel like they can't afford a haircut. Like our cheapest wash cut blow dry is $40. That is as low as I can go with still making a little bit of profit. I cannot go lower than that because like electricity, water, product, and I
just like everyone else is complaining about the electric is going up. Food prices
I have
are going up.
5 electric bills.
Tariffs.
I'm still paying on Brushy Plains, and like we're closed, but my lease is there until December 31st. So like I'm still paying rent and all the bills on that. So, like, if people do complain about, like, a price point, then I'm like, all right, well, this stylist offers this price point. And then, like, we do have a ton of add-ons, but we train our stylists to do the consultation so well. I don't think a customer has ever come up and cashed out and been like, I didn't know it was going to be this much. Maybe here and there, but my stylists are very transparent about that. They show them their ticket before they even start the service.
Good.
You know, that we don't want to spend other people's money for them. We want to build a relationship that lasts. I tell my stylist, doesn't matter how many new clients we get, can you retain them? I have people who are still traveling from Newington, Vernon, Manchester to come and see me.
That's incredible.
And some of them I've had to call and have the uncomfortable conversation, say, listen, I'm not doing your hair anymore. And they're still coming to the Myrrh. They're seeing my other stylists, and I'm like, I should have done this years ago, but
it goes to show you're doing something right.
I'm trying, and the biggest thing, and I said this to the other video person, is like getting out of my own way. Like, my way is not the only way. The old school way is not the only way. Like, I'm willing to try something new, mess up, and then retry it again for the betterment, not only of our community here in Brantford, but like my industry. I want to make an impact in my industry because it's not the best.
Right.
It's not the best.
Well, I know you brought some B-roll of your salon in Brantford on Main Street, the old Oasis Nails. So we'll be taking a look at that. But while we're doing that, I want the audience to tell the Chattin with Colin audience what you want them to know. Like, you have had a business in Brantford for 7 years, but you just have a major upgrade. People know a lot about you, but this is your opportunity. What you want the Brantford audience to know about Dee McQuade.
I think I always circle back to my core values, because my core values personally and professionally align. And like, we're just people. Like, we're just regular people trying to provide services to others who need services, and we're just people of integrity. So like, say someone does get their hair done, they are not loving it. We have an adjustment policy, which most salons don't have. Within a week, if like a hair is off, the tone is off, we adjust that on us. Like, we are people of integrity. If we mess up, we will look you in the eyes and said, I missed the mark. Let me fix this. So being a person of integrity and owning your shit is super important to me. And being humble, and having humility, and always trying to improve. Like, every day I try to do something different than I did yesterday, and I try to put that off on my team too. Like, have a better positive attitude about every day. It's a new day. You never know what's going to walk in our doors. Like, we're open. People walk in all the time. You never know who's going to walk in. You never know what opportunity you're going to get. And
you never know what day they had, you know? And like, there's sometimes I go to the hair salon, barber, whatever, and say like, I don't want to talk. I've had a bad day.
And we offer silent appointments. That's
incredible.
And
but then there's sometimes I want to talk.
Of course.
Know? But like, it's like at the dentist. I'm like, oh God, why are you talking to me? I can't talk
Literally,
right now.
Yeah.
There's tools in my mouth, and you're asking me all these questions, and I'm on a Xanax because this gives me anxiety. Oh my gosh. Dee, where can people find more about Myrrh on Main and follow you on social media and stuff like that?
Okay, so main thing is just go to my website, www.themyrrhsalon.com. I am the person behind everything. Everything you see, all the town forums, I'd be getting kicked off of those town pages. That's okay.
I just got accepted to the Brantford Bitches.
Oh, they kicked me off.
Oh.
They're going to have to add me back. Add me back, please.
Okay.
I'll be good.
All it took for me to get on was to say I've been wanting to be on for years on Chattin'
I
with
just
Colin.
promote my business too much, and they're like, stop.
Well, I get that it's not.
It's like spammy, whatever. Yeah. Everything is on our website. Everything you see, like, I created. I made our website. All of our stylists are there. All of our locations, our prices, everything. So that's that.
Cool. Well, I'm excited that people will get to check out and see Nightmare on Main Street at Myrrh on Main on Halloween. What time does it start?
4 to 7.
4 to 7. I love it.
This is our first iteration of it. So every year it's going to get better.
Yeah,
this is my first shot.
I think your hustle is great. I cannot believe you're only 31. I'm not aging you, sorry.
Okay.
I can't wait to see what's next because I know the sky's the limit. Mm-hmm. Thank you for coming on Chattin' with Colin.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. And I'm sure the next guest is going to be just as special. We'll see you on the next one.
You know 'em, you love 'em, you're gonna want more of 'em. Here he is now, it's Chattin with Colin.